everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another concealer review, and today it's the Very Valentino concealer. I got a free sample from Sephora. It has 6 different shades in there, so we're going to put them to the test, see how easy they are to work with, how easy it is to build the coverage, how the shades look, and how well it lasts. So the Very Valentino is a radiant finish concealer, which I like. I find it more flattering on kind of older skin that has fine lines and wrinkles and crow's feet going on than a matte concealer. I also have quite dry under eye skin from using tretinoin, from living in the desert, so I want something hydrating. It does say this is hydrating. It's also supposed to be medium coverage. I kind of like that because that way I can build it up. I feel like otherwise it can start going cakey and creases more, almost like less is more, build the layers very, very gradually. It is supposed to be hydrating, so I can't wait to see if it is or whether it dries the eyes out. And it's also supposed to last 24 hours. I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to put that to the test for 24 hours. I do like to wash my face, but we will see how well it lasts before it starts creasing, if it creases, because it shouldn't. It says 24-hour. I never really believe that. There's always some kind of creasing going on, but it's just how badly and if the color fades out or if the color lasts. You can use a Very Valentino concealer to conceal blemishes. You can use it to sculpt and highlight as you would any concealer, but I'm just going to use it to see how it brightens and conceals the under eyes. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, and I'm going to show you how I applied this, how I built the coverage, the shades I used, and then let's go from there. So the Very Valentino concealer comes in 20 shades. I'm going to start with the very lightest, the LIGR one, because I normally like a really bright concealer. By the time it's mixing with my foundation and powder, it doesn't look quite so powderized. So let's start with that one. I'm going to apply very, very lightly and build the coverage. It's a medium coverage concealer. I normally like more full coverage, but less is more. I find when I use a thick layer to start with, it creases really easily. So I'm going to apply it in these thin layers and just dab it on and then use a damp beauty blender to blend it in. Okay, it's applying really nicely. It's actually not really what I consider medium. I consider it more of a light coverage concealer, but it's going on really nicely. It's blending really easily. I just feel like I need more coverage and maybe a darker shade. So I'm going to try the LN3 next, which is just slightly lighter than my normal skin coverage, so more natural, but maybe when I mix the two, it will be all right. Okay, so 3 layers in, I feel like I needed 3 coats of this applying the way I'm applying it. If I applied with their brush, it would probably be 1 coat. The 3 layers for me worked really, really well. It was very, very easy to work with. It didn't dry down too quickly. And then I'm going to use my normal setting powder. I always use a setting powder, so just to be fair to all of the other concealers I used, I'm going to do the whole thing, and then I'm going to finish it with setting spray. Okay, so this is my finished look for the day. I did quite light natural for the summer. I'm going to give it a go. I'm not going to leave it on for 24 hours because I just think that's gross, but I will leave it on as long as possible today, and let's see how well the color lasts and if it creases. Ingredient wise, I'm sorry guys, it's not cruelty free or vegan, but there are a few ingredients I want to call out because I really like that they have these in there. So the first one is their Aroma Light Complex. This is a light reflecting color boosting pearls that enhance the skin's natural radiance. Like I said, I love a radiant concealer for a more youthful look. The other one is caffeine. I really like my concealers or my eye creams to have caffeine in, ideally both, because I really like the immediate brightening and tightening effect they have. And then lastly, the vitamin E or vitamin E, which provides your all-day hydration and comfort. Now I'm using my own makeup brush to apply this because I'm using samples. It didn't come with their applicator. So it'd be interesting to see what that applicator is like, because it does say their feather applicator embraces the natural features of the face while ensuring a seamless and luminous makeup application for a second skin finish. And it has a flat surface on, a bit like the brush I'm using, so you can really easily build the coverage, and then a flexible pointed tip for precision, so you can really get into that inner corner of the eye that tends to get the darkest and most discoloration. But for now, my concealer brush will do. I definitely recommend whatever you're doing. If you don't like the applicator on your concealer or it's putting on too much product, definitely use your own brush so you can really control how much coverage you're getting. So it's definitely started creasing some under the eyes, and that's not just settling in like wrinkles, it's actually creasing. So what I don't like to do is add more product like you would normally top up your lipstick or powder. Under the eyes, I feel like more product, it just creases more. So I want to see if we can just, I need to get some more beauty blenders, buff it out with a clean kind of like beauty blender, and they just say really like there's no product on there. Just really see if we can buff it out and see if that makes it look fresher or if it just makes it worse. It hasn't really done anything, has it? So for me, I definitely feel like it creases quite quickly. So it's not settling in the fine lines, but it definitely creases, and I find it quite drying. It's not looking as radiant and hydrating as I was hoping, but I do think it's a beautiful color. I think it gives good coverage. I think if you don't normally have a problem with it creasing, you'll get away with using this one. I think if you have the issue with it creasing, you might have the same issue I have. It's not terrible. I don't hate it, but it's not the best I've tried. I'm going to link the Very Valentino concealer I used in the description below in case you want to try it for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe.